Welcome to the 2025 Parkland Challenge. I'm your host, Antoine Thomas. Our first matchup is between Rantoul and Champaign Central. Let's meet our teams.
Jacob Fox, Senior.
Kai Salcedo, Jr.
Lalo Newman, Jr.
Jackson Osborne, Junior.
Hadley King, freshman.
Derek Suva, freshman.
Emily Miller, Junior.
Madison Steffen, Senior. Avery Beckett, Senior.
Carolyn Beckett, Senior.
Christina Silva, sophomore.
Anthony Wantland, sophomore.
Evan Larson, freshman.
All right, now that we've met the teams, let's get started with our questions. Rantoul, are you ready?
Yep.
Champaign Central, are you ready? All right, first question. The world's highest waterfall, which is 3,212 feet high, has what heavenly name? Jacob.
Angel Falls.
That is correct. How many Big Ten universities are there? Emily.
18.
That is incorrect. Let me repeat the question and give you an opportunity. How many Big Ten universities are there in the state of Illinois?
Maybe 10? Maybe 10 in the Big Ten universities, maybe?
2.
2 is correct. Next question, here we go. What Indian tribe, the largest in the U.S., also has the largest reservation? Jacob.
Cherokee.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Sure.
Navajo is correct. Covers more than 25,000 square miles in 3 states. By what name was Frederick Austerlitz better known? All right, we'll keep going. Fred Astaire. Next question. Who was vice president under Bill Clinton? Avery.
Al Gore.
That is correct. How many feet wide is a regulation volleyball court? Jacob.
24.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
At 15 feet.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is 30 feet. What street runs past Graceland in Memphis? All right, the correct answer is Elvis Presley Boulevard. What is the name of the membrane between the middle ear and the ear canal? Emily.
Eardrum.
That is correct. What is the name of the Greek god of love? Jacob.
Aphrodite.
That is incorrect.
Eros.
That is correct. In 2006, Mel Gibson's movie Apocalypto concerns the demise of what ancient empire? Jackson.
Roman.
That is incorrect. Would y'all like to steal?
Sure.
Mayan.
Mayan is correct. The numbers on opposite sides of a die add up to what? Jacob.
7.
That is correct. What is the capital of Peru? Emily.
Lima.
That is correct. It's called the Green Mountain State, and its name means, Emily?
Vermont.
That is correct. How many home runs did Babe Ruth hit? Jacob.
763.
That is incorrect.
Do you think it's big or small? 500.
500.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is 714.
Please specific.
What 19th century Massachusetts educator is considered the founder of the U.S. public school system?
Buzz.
Lilo?
Horseman.
That is correct. How many books make up the Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis? Jacob.
6.
That is incorrect.
7.
That is correct. The oldest parliament in the world belongs to what country? Emily.
The United Kingdom.
That is incorrect. You like to steal?
Denmark.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Iceland. What country was host to the 2017 World Expo? Jacob.
France.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Spain.
Spain is incorrect. The correct answer is Kazakhstan. What salad consists of diced apples, celery, and walnuts in mayonnaise? Jackson?
Coleslaw.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
A single word. No answer.
The correct answer is Waldorf. And now a video round. The video round goes to Champaign Central.
In January of 2024, what Midwest state capital of the 32nd state became the first large U.S. city to swear in an all-female city council?
Wisconsin. Madison.
On January 9th, the city of St. Paul, Minnesota, elected an all-female city council with 6 out of 7 women of color, and all of them under 40 years of age.
All right, next question. Which phrase did Winston Churchill use to describe the partitioning of Emily?
Iron Curtain.
That is correct. What is the unit of measurement for the activity of a radioactive source? Emily?
Geigers.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Half-life.
Half-life is incorrect. The correct answer is Becquerel.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. What does the U.S. Marine Corps motto, Simplify, mean? Jacob.
Always strong.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
It's always something. Oh, it's fine. Always true.
Always true is incorrect. The correct answer is always faithful.
Oh, wait. That makes so much sense.
In which British city did the Beatles get their start? Avery.
Liverpool.
That is correct. What is the first animated film to be nominated for an Academy Award as Best Picture? Emily.
Spirited Away.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Godzilla.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Beauty and the Beast. What is the minimum age requirement for members of the U.S. House of Representatives? Jacob.
35.
35 is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
25.
25 is correct. What gem represents the 75th wedding anniversary? Carolyn.
Diamond.
Diamond is correct. What famous Cherokee Indian was known to the Americans of his time as George Guess? Jacob.
Pontiac.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Same as Cherokee. Known as George Guess.
But it's not. I don't think he's Cherokee.
Okay, what's your
Tecumseh.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Sequoia. On which street would you find the New York Stock Exchange? Avery.
Wall Street.
That is correct. What is the name of the son in the Jetsons? Okay. All right. His son Elroy. Next question. Orion's belt is made up of how many stars, Jacob?
3.
That is correct.
Yeah, this is true.
With 208 touchdowns, which player holds the NFL record for the most career touchdowns? Jacob.
Jerry Rice.
That is correct. Under what name did Ulrich Weiss achieve fame? And the answer is Harry Houdini. How many different letters are used in Roman numerals? Emily.
6.
6 is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
7.
7 is correct. Marilyn Monroe was planning to remarry this man the week she died. And the correct answer is Joe DiMaggio. In what year did McDonald's introduce the Happy Meal? 1978, 1979, 1980, or 1981? Jackson.
1981.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
79.
79 is correct.
Yeah.
And that ends round 1.
Great future start at Parkland College. Classes are affordable. Transfer your credit towards a bachelor's degree. Get training for in-demand careers. And academic and financial help is there when you need it. Enroll now at parkland.edu/fall25.
We will now start the lightning round, where correct answers gain points, but incorrect answers will lose you points. Let's get started with the first question. What nickname was given to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in 1909? Jackson.
Indy 500.
That is incorrect. Next question. This iconic U.S. roadway was officially removed from the United States highway system in 1985. Derek.
Route 66.
That is correct. The unicorn is the national animal. Emily.
Scotland.
That is correct. What animal appears on the state flag of California? Jacob.
Bear.
That is correct. What is sulfur's atomic number? The correct answer is 16. Which chemical element represents the largest part of the sun? Emily.
Hydrogen.
That is correct. Jim Davis was the cartoonist. Derek.
Garfield.
That is correct. In the 1960s, the U.S. and Mexico built an artificial riverbed to prevent what river from Emily?
The Rio Grande.
That is correct. Which newspaper does Clark Kent work for? Jacob.
Daily Planet.
That is correct. Which U.S. president was born in a town called Hope? The correct answer is Bill Clinton. Who wrote the short story To Build a Fire? Avery.
Jack London.
That is correct. What became of the fastest growing app in history by gaining over 1 million users in less than 1 week in 2023? What became the fastest growing app? Derek.
Be real.
That is incorrect. The correct answer was Threads. What is the name of the stadium where the Chicago Bears play? Derek.
Soldier Field.
That is correct. Including Rudolph, how many reindeers is Santa said to have? Jacob.
9.
That is correct. Name the poet the caged bird sings. Emily.
Dunbar.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Maya Angelou. What was the short word for infantile paralysis used in 1950s March of Dimes posters? And the correct answer is polio. And that ends our lightning round.
My name is Zach Steffen, and my current role is an advanced markets consultant with Country Financial. I chose Parkland out of high school mainly because affordability, and I knew I would get a good education and be prepared for whatever the next steps were. The class sizes are the right size. The faculty is very accessible. I was able to take the skills I learned at Parkland and hit the ground running at Illinois. Ended up graduating in 2012 with a degree in agricultural economics. Great futures start at Parkland College.
And welcome back to the game. The score right now is Rantoul 110, Champaign Central 170. Let's jump right back into our questions. Rantoul, are you ready?
Yep.
Champaign Central, are you ready? All right. First question of the round. Sorrento, Sportage, Forte, Optima. Which car brand are these? Jacob.
Kia.
That is correct. December 16, 2023 marks the 250th anniversary of which historic event? Derek.
Boston Tea Party.
Boston Tea Party, correct. How many neck vertebrae does a human being have? Avery.
7.
That is correct.
Don't you just start counting?
Alphabetically, what is the first country in the world? Emily.
Albania.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
No answer.
The correct answer is Afghanistan.
Yikes. It's like one.
Who opened his first restaurant in the front room of his Corbin, Kentucky service station in 1930? Anthony.
Colonel Sanders.
That is correct.
Was he Colonel?
What is the name for a full moon that occurs in January? Emily.
A cold moon?
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
It's the one of December.
Harvest moon.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is wolf moon.
Makes charts with all like the different musicians.
In 1958, Bobby Fischer became the youngest U.S. Jacob?
Chess.
That is incorrect. The question is, in 1958, Bobby Fischer became the youngest U.S. chess champion in history. How old was he?
I don't know anything about chess.
25.
That is incorrect. The correct answer was 14.
Oh.
So they make
I was a little off.
In which category did Matt Damon win his first Oscar? Emily.
Best supporting actor.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Best lead actor.
That is incorrect. Best original screenplay. Which former teen idol gained popularity playing the role of Hannah Montana? Derek.
Miley Cyrus.
That is correct. What is the largest even negative number? Jacob.
-2.
That is correct.
What should be at first?
The Köppen system is a classification system for what? And the correct answer is climate. What is believed to be the largest of all the world's creatures with no Emily?
Blue whale.
That is incorrect. What is believed to be the largest of all world's creatures with no backbone? Which I like.
Giant squid. It's either that or it's Priodubia.
Colossal squid.
Yes, giant squid.
They do.
Can you name the Portuguese navigator and explorer who led the first expedition to circumnavigate the Earth? Jacob.
Dali.
That is incorrect. In 1519.
Yeah. Vasco da Gama.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Ferdinand Magellan.
They're the same guy.
Yeah, they're the same guy. That's my conspiracy.
Geddy Lee is the front man. Derek.
Rush.
That is correct.
See, this is my
In regards to the Philippines, what general said, "I shall return"? Emily.
MacArthur.
That is correct. What does a cat with polydipsia consume an overabundance of?
Let's think about our Latin roots, and maybe that's not going to help.
The correct answer is water. Who wrote a supposedly fun thing I'll never do again, The Pale King and the Infinite Jest? Anthony.
David Foster Wallace.
That is correct. Orchard House was the home where Louisa May Alcott wrote which classic book? Emily.
Little Women.
That is correct. Music Row is located in what U.S. city? Jacob.
Nashville.
That is correct. In mobile phone technology, what does SMS stand for? Jacob.
Self-messaging service.
That is incorrect.
Secure messaging service.
That is incorrect. Short messaging service.
Okay.
And now we have the video round that goes towards Rantoul.
In January of 2024, it was announced that Suits was the most streamed show in 2023 with 57.7 billion minutes. The show's return to popularity spawned a spin-off that would take place in what U.S. city?
Los Angeles.
6 years after Suits ended its run on the USA Network, Suits Los Angeles would make its premiere on NBC in February of 2025.
All right, let's get back to the questions. What 1942 through 43 battle took the greatest toll in military history? Jackson.
D-Day.
Can you give me a...
Storming the beaches of Normandy.
That is incorrect.
Stalingrad.
That is correct.
Sorry.
What do you call an angle more than 90 degrees and... Jackson?
Obtuse.
That is correct. What's the most expensive real estate in the U.S. National Parks edition of the Monopoly game? Jacob.
Yellowstone.
That is correct. What is the only food a koala bear will eat? Jackson.
Eucalyptus.
That is correct. What edible bird did Benjamin Franklin... Emily?
Turkey.
That is correct. What does URL stand for? Jacob.
Universal Resource Link.
That is incorrect. Would y'all like to steal?
I can't remember.
And
No answer.
the correct answer is Uniform Resource Locator. What is the largest breed of snake in the world? Jackson.
Anaconda.
That is correct. What is the name of the boy raised as a wolf cub in the Jungle Book? Jackson.
Mowgli.
That is correct. Which Fox television series tells the story behind Commissioner James Gordon's Derek?
Gotham.
That is correct. What social networking website term meaning to remove someone as a friend? Anthony?
Block.
That is incorrect. What social networking website term meaning to remove someone as a friend was a recent word of the year in the Oxford English Dictionary?
Unfriend.
Unfriend.
That is correct.
Okay.
Hushby Mountain was featured in what musical film? Jacob.
Sound of Music.
That is incorrect.
This is not an answer.
And
The King and I.
that is incorrect. The correct answer is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
That's a good movie.
What is the largest member of the deer family? Anthony.
Elk.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
It's just like what they call male deer. Is moose related to deer at all?
Moose.
Moose is correct. What was the first Hollywood movie about the Vietnam War directed by a Vietnam vet? Emily.
Apocalypse Now.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
I feel like
Platoon.
Platoon is correct. What kind of animal is Transylvania naked neck? Jacob.
Wombat.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Normal bat.
A bat.
That is incorrect. It's a hen.
Okay.
In what state was the Battle of Lexington and Concord? Jacob.
Connecticut.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Massachusetts.
That is correct. And that ends round 3.
My name is Sampan Penlin, but I go by Sam. I'm a townie, so I was always aware of Parkland, and I had decided to get into policing. I came to Parkland and started studying criminal justice. I actually had the opportunity to gain a lot of really good relevant work experience. And I was here from fall of 1999, and then I transferred to Western Illinois University and started my police career up in Joliet, Illinois. I've been at Parkland for about 6.5 years, so it's been nice to support students in the way that I was back then. It feels like home. Great futures start at Parkland College.
Rantoul takes game 1 with a score of 290. Rantoul, Champaign Central 250. Stay tuned for our next matchup. Welcome back to the Parkland Challenge 2025. I'm your host, Antoine Thomas, and we are in the second match of the day, and it's between Rantoul and Champaign St. Thomas More. Let's meet the teams.
Bill Withersickles, senior.
Emmanuel, sophomore.
Mary McDuffie, senior.
Miles Mimma, senior.
Jacob Fox, senior.
Kai Salcedo, junior.
Lalo Newman, junior.
Jackson Osborne, junior.
Hadley King, freshman.
Derek Suva, freshman.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. Rantoul, are you ready? STM, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead with the first question then. What writer, performer, comedian, actor was a jerk and now spends most of his time playing banjo with his band, Steep Canyon Rangers? Jackson.
Mark Ruffalo.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Chevy Chase.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Steve Martin. What is the subject matter of Ernest Hemingway's book, Death in the Afternoon? Emmanuel?
The Spanish Civil War.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
American Soldier.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is bullfighting. What is the name of the island which lies in the middle of the Niagara Falls? And the correct answer is Goat Island. What did Pavlov use in the famous... Jacob?
Dogs.
That is incorrect. What did Pavlov use in the famous experiment to induce salivation in dogs? Salivation.
A bell?
Yes, that is correct. Which Meet the Press moderator died in 2008 at the age of 58? The correct answer is Tim Russert. How many miles long is the Grand Canyon? Mary.
280.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
280. Let's do 281.
284.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is 277. What strait, a major oil shipping lane, connects the Persian Gulf with the Gulf of Oman and the Arabian Sea? Jacob.
The Bering Strait.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
The Gulf Strait.
That is incorrect. It's the Strait of Hormuz. Name the pirate leader in Stevenson's Treasure Islands. Mary.
Blackbeard.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
What's the main guy from Treasure Planet? That movie, I feel like that movie was based on that.
Gilligan.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Long John Silver. Urbana is also a city in Ohio. What is the name of the county in which it resides? Jacob.
Cook County.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Champaign. I think it had something to do with Champaign and Urbana were linked. Yeah. Oh, Champaign is our best option. Champaign.
Champaign is correct.
That's a good question.
In what state would you find Pikes Peak?
Um,
Lilo.
Washington.
Did I say that right?
It was Lilo.
Lilo. I apologize.
It's okay.
What was the answer again, sir?
Washington.
That is incorrect.
Utah? Utah? I think.
Yes.
Utah.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Colorado. What craftsman specializes in building with brick and stone or stone? Jackson.
Mortar.
That is incorrect.
Mason. Mason?
That is correct. What name is the singer actor Stefani Germanotta better known by? Jackson.
Gwen Stefani.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
I'm sorry.
Yes.
All right. The correct answer is Lady Gaga. And now a video round.
On March 3rd of 2024, Iowa's Caitlin Clark became the NCAA Division I all-time career scoring leader, surpassing Pete Maravich's career total of 3,667 points. She would go on to get drafted number 1 in the WNBA draft. What team was she selected by?
It's the Indiana Fever.
How can you say it?
The Indiana Fever.
Caitlin Clark was selected number 1 overall by the Indiana Fever, and she went on to lead them to their highest regular season win total since 2015. Clark was named to the All-WNBA First Team, becoming only the 5th rookie in WNBA history to accomplish that feat.
Let's get back to the questions. Next question. Fish travel in schools. What about whales? Jackson.
Pods.
That is correct. Whose first novel was titled The Mysterious Affair at Styles? Mary?
Agatha Christie.
That is correct. The Yalu and Tumen rivers form almost all the border between China and which nation? Phil?
Vietnam.
That is incorrect. Would y'all like to steal?
Mongolia.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is North Korea. Who was the first civilian astronaut launched into space by the U.S.? The correct answer is Neil Armstrong. What is the word for a person who does not eat any food or animals or of animal origin? Phil.
A vegan.
That is correct. A dialect of which language is spoken by the Amish? Mary?
Dutch.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
German.
German is correct. In what year did the United States join World War I? Phil?
1916.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
1917.
That is correct. What Bill Cosby created cartoon gave us characters like Jackson?
Little Bill.
That is incorrect. What Bill Cosby created cartoon gave us characters like Rudy, Weird Harold, and Moshmouth, along with a lesson every week?
Family Matters.
Nope. Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids.
Love Fat Albert.
Which month of the year was named after Julius Caesar? Jacob.
July.
That is correct. What ingredient in fresh milk is eventually devoured by bacteria causing the sour taste? Emmanuel?
Sugar.
That is incorrect. Would y'all like to steal?
Calcium.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is lactose. Who was the pioneer of frozen food production? Phil.
Tyson.
That is incorrect. Would y'all like to steal?
It's like, what are the blue range frozen food?
Oscar Mayer.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Clarence Birdseye. What is the only state with its state song coming from a Broadway musical? Phil.
New York.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma is correct. What amphibian did Pliny an Elder suggest he tied to the jaw to make teeth firmer? Jacob.
Newt.
Can you please repeat the answer?
A newt.
That is incorrect.
Salamander.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is a frog. How many holes are there in a standard Ritz cracker? Jackson.
32.
32 is incorrect.
5. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
17. Yeah,
13.
13 is incorrect. The correct answer is 7. And that ends round 1.
My name is Brittany Scott. I went to Parkland College and graduated in 2016. I decided to not go to a 4-year school to save some money. I knew I would take the same classes. Actually, some of my classes here were more difficult than my 4-year school. I studied general science. I am a civil designer or civil engineer. It's very rewarding to me to see something go from the plans that you drew to being built. Great futures start at Parkland College.
Welcome back, and it's time for the lightning round, where correct answers get you points, but incorrect answers lose you points. Are you ready?
Yes.
And are you ready? Yes. All right, let's go ahead and jump right in. What are the 2 official languages of Hong Kong? Phil.
Mandarin and Cantonese.
That is incorrect. The answer is Cantonese and English. What country does goulash come from? Jackson?
Russia.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Hungary. What Asian nation was not invaded by enemy forces between 1275 and 1944? Jacob?
Japan.
That is correct. How many rings are on the Audi car logo? Phil?
5.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is 4. Which tiny vessels connect an artery with a vein? Emmanuel?
Capillary.
That is correct. What Pixar movie shares its name with a vegetable dish? Derek?
Ratatouille.
That is correct. Which currency did Croatia adopt in January 1, 2023? Emmanuel?
The euro.
That is correct. Which word for French origin denotes rebirth? The correct answer is Renaissance. What name is given to theoretically the lowest possible temperature? Phil?
Absolute zero.
That is correct. What movie gave Jim Carrey the chance to make "Alrighty Then" an instant catchphrase? Derek?
Ace Ventura.
That's correct. In which Shakespearean play does Don John attempt to ruin Claudio and Hero's wedding? Mary.
Much Ado About Nothing.
That is correct. And that ends our lightning round.
Great future start at Parkland College. Classes are affordable. Transfer your credit towards a bachelor's degree. Get training for in-demand careers. And academic and financial help is there when you need it. Fall classes start August 18th. Enroll now at parkland.edu/fall25.
Welcome back, and heading into this final round, STM leads Rantoul 90-70. Let's see what happens in the last 11 minutes. Rantoul, are you ready? STM, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, round 3, let's get started. Which is the only one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world? Phil.
The Great Pyramids.
Is that, we'll accept it, the Great Pyramid. What is the only bone in the body that is not attached to another bone? Jacob.
The ear.
Can you be a little bit more specific?
The coccyx.
That is incorrect. Would y'all like to steal?
The lower deer.
That is incorrect. The hyoid bone. Bob Baker hosted The Price is Right for 35 years. Who is the host now? Derek.
Drew Carey?
That is correct. What optical aids was nearsighted model Grace Robin the first to show off in 1930? Jackson.
Glasses.
That is incorrect.
Sure, yeah. Contacts. Yeah. Contacts?
That is correct. What was the name given to the first cloned sheep? Mary?
Dolly.
That is correct. What novel is the second book in the Lord of the Rings trilogy? Jacob.
Two Towers.
That is correct. What notable female scientist was the first person to ever win a second Phil?
Marie Curie?
That is correct. Which state traditionally holds the first presidential primary? Phil?
Iowa?
That is incorrect. Which state traditionally holds the first presidential primary in the nation?
Maryland. Maryland.
The correct answer is New Hampshire. Robin Williams won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor in which 1997 film? Derek.
Dead Poet Society?
That is incorrect.
Forrest Gump, I think. Forrest Gump.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Good Will Hunting. But by what name is the tree Ficus elastica better known? Ficus elastica. Jackson.
Rubber tree.
That is correct. What was Tom Cruise's nickname in the 1986 movie Top Gun? Derek.
Maverick?
That is correct. What is the name of the knot that is used to make a lasso? Jacob.
Hitch.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Bowline? Bowline?
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Honda. Sorry. During World War II, what was the V1? Phil.
A rocket.
That is correct. What is the largest national park east of the Mississippi River? Jackson.
Yellowstone.
That is incorrect.
Isn't that west? Go ahead.
Yosemite?
That is incorrect. The correct answer is the Everglades.
I got mixed up.
What is Helmethology, the study of. Mary,
The afterlife.
that is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Norse mythology.
That is incorrect. It's actually the study of worms. What are the colors that appear on the flag of France? Phil.
Red, white, and blue.
That is correct. If a right triangle has one side that is 6 inches long and the hypotenuse is 10 inches long, what is the length? Phil.
8.
That is correct. A bronze statue of who stands at the foot of the steps to the Philadelphia Art Museum? Derek.
Rocky?
That is correct. What is the Illinois state insect? Jackson.
Monarch butterfly?
That is correct. How many floors does the Eiffel Tower have? Jacob.
4.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
60.
2.
It's the Eiffel Tower. It's gotta have.
3.
3 is correct. Chefs in Japan require a license to prepare the specific type of fish. Derek.
Pufferfish?
That is correct. And now it's time for a video round.
After 24 seasons and 6 Super Bowl titles, the New England Patriots and head coach Bill Belichick parted ways in January of 2024. Some 11 months later, in December, he was named the head coach of what college football team?
Football team. Sad day not to have Joel. Michigan, maybe. Yeah, descend.
Michigan.
On December 11th, 2024, Belichick was named the 35th head football coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels football team, where he will earn $10 million annually. This will be Belichick's first time coaching at the collegiate level.
And let's get back to the questions. Before becoming vice president, Al Gore was the senator of which state? Jackson.
California.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Texas, but he was a Democrat. Texas is what I want to say.
New York.
That is incorrect. The correct answer was Tennessee. What other 4 boys were in Tom Sawyer's gang? Alright, the correct answer is Huckleberry Finn, Joe Harper, Ben Rogers, and Tommy Barnes.
Right.
Michael Flatley danced his way to fame in what Irish-inspired show? Mary.
Riverdance?
That is correct. What Italian cheese is molded into pear-shaped forms, hung in a room, smoked and dipped in wax? Jacob.
Gouda.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Gorgonzola.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is provolone. A word that is spelled the same forward. Jacob.
Palindrome.
That is correct. Meaning little ribbons. What is the Italian for the shape of pasta? Phil.
Linguini.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Fettuccine.
That is correct. What Chicago actor is greeted by shouts of Norm whenever he enters the bar of this television series Cheers? Derek.
Ted Danson.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal? The correct answer is George Wendt. What is the title of Ernest Ernest Hemingway's first novel? Emmanuel.
For Whom the Bell Tolls.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Good guess.
Grapes of Wrath.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is The Sun Also Rises. What is the condition where the lungs become inflamed and filled with liquid caused by Phil?
Pneumonia.
That is correct. What is the name of the family featured in the musical The Sound of Music? Mary.
The Von Trapps.
That is correct. What auto manufacturer was first to sell a hybrid vehicle in North America? Mary.
Tesla.
That is incorrect.
Yeah.
Would you like to steal?
Toyota.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Honda. What is the most common name in the Bible, shared by 32 people in the Old Testament, one in the New Testament? Mary.
Joseph.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
John. James.
John.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Zechariah. Who did George Washington run against to become the first U.S. president? Jackson.
Alexander Hamilton.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
John Adams.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is no one.
Okay. That might have been it.
In geometry, how many sides are on a heptagram? Jacob.
7.
That is correct. What is the middle name for former President Jimmy Carter? Jacob.
Jimmy.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Harold.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Earl. In what 1996 movie did Tom Cruise play a sports agent? Jacob.
Moneyball.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
That was going to be my guess. Rudy.
43.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Jerry Maguire. And that ends round 3.
Great future start at Parkland College. Classes are affordable. Transfer your credit towards a bachelor's degree. Get training for in-demand careers. And academic and financial help is there when you need it. Enroll in classes now at parkland.edu/summerfall25.
Champaign St. Thomas More takes the game 2 to set up an all-deciding game 3. Stay with us to see who becomes the first semifinalist. Welcome back to the final game in day 1. I'm your host, Antoine Thomas, and this third matchup is between Champaign Central and Champaign St. Thomas More. Let's meet the teams.
Emily Miller, Jr.
Madison Steffen, Senior. Avery Beckett, Senior.
Carolyn Beckett, Senior.
Christina Silva, sophomore.
Anthony Wantland, sophomore.
Evan Larson, freshman. Phil Willie-Sickles, senior.
Emmanuel, sophomore.
Mary McDuffie, senior.
Miles Mimma, senior.
Central, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
SCM, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, first question. What did the S in Harry S. Truman stand for? Emily.
Nothing.
That is correct. In the ancient Mediterranean word, there is no soap. An item normally found in the kitchen was also used for washing the body. What was it? Phil.
Lie.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Sponge.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is olive oil.
Oh. Oiled up.
Who owns Venmo? Mary.
Bill Gates.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Do we know this one?
Just because it's like a rich guy.
Johnson.
The correct answer is PayPal.
Oh wait, no, I think it's that.
What four-letter game has a spinning wheel, tiny plastic cars? Emmanuel?
Life.
That is correct. What do British drivers call the trunk of their car? Mary?
Boot.
That is correct. Which 1776 pamphlet by Thomas Paine? Emily?
Common Sense.
That is correct. What annual competition always ends with a sprint through? Phil?
The World Cup.
That is incorrect. Which annual competition always ends with a sprint through Shanktalik, Golden, White Mountains, Safety Roadhouse, and Nome?
The Iditarod.
That is correct. In the Bible, who wore a coat of many colors? Mary.
Joseph.
That is correct. She portrayed Dick Van Dyke's wife and had her own show named after her. She died in 2017. What was her name? Avery.
Mary Tyler Moore.
That is correct. Nice. What sitcom star earned $267 million for the final season of Phil?
Seinfeld.
That is correct. Name all 5 Great Lakes. Emily.
Michigan, Huron, Erie, and Superior, Ontario.
That is correct.
I don't forgot Ontario.
What was the name of Martin Scorsese's first full-length movie? Phil.
Taxi Driver.
That is incorrect.
I don't know. Just guess.
I can't think. I don't want to get some 90s.
And the correct answer is Mean Streets.
Never.
Yeah.
I don't think
This major leaguer finished his career with over 1,400 stolen bases, by far the most in MLB history. Madison.
Pete Rose.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
I feel like I know this one.
We already had Joe DiMaggio.
Jackie Robinson.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Ricky Henderson.
It's the only one I thought.
In radio, what does the abbreviation VHF stand for? Mary.
Very high frequency.
That is correct.
Oh.
To which country does the Mediterranean island of Corsica belong to? Phil.
France.
That is correct. What neighboring countries are separated by the Polk Strait? Mary.
Great Britain and Ireland.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
No answer.
India and Sri Lanka. What do you call someone who shoes horses? Mary.
Blacksmith.
That is incorrect.
Oh my god. It's just like an aging thing? I don't know. No answer.
The correct answer is a farrier. What actor and comedian appeared in the video for the Paul Simon song, You Can Call Me Al? Avery?
Weird Al.
That is incorrect. You'd like to steal?
That's Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase is correct. Whose castle is the centerpiece of Disney World in Florida? Avery.
Cinderella.
That is correct. And now the video round.
On January 19th of 2024, actor Alec Baldwin was indicted by a grand jury on involuntary manslaughter charges over the 2021 fatal shooting that occurred on the set of what Western film?
Yeah. Rust.
The film Rust is a 2024 American Western film that gained notoriety for a shooting incident in 2021, wherein cinematographer Helena Hutchins was accidentally killed when a live round was discharged from a prop revolver that Alec Baldwin was using. Despite his indictment, the charges against him would be dropped 3 days later.
And let's get back to the questions. What automobile instrument measures mileage? Phil.
The odometer.
That is correct. What do you call a sweater that buttons in front? Carolyn?
Cardigan.
That is correct. Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities is set in London and which other city? Mary?
Paris.
That is correct. What TV show takes place in the fictional city of Quahog? Road? Emily?
Family Guy.
That is correct. Who is the Norse god of thunder? Emily?
Thor.
That is correct. What state was the site of the first Farm Aid concert in 1985? Phil?
Illinois.
That is correct. At what chilly temperature are the Celsius and Fahrenheit? Phil?
-17.
That is incorrect. At what chilly temperature are the Celsius and Fahrenheit scale the same?
-40.
That is correct. To which family of fish do sardines belong? And the correct answer is the herring family.
Oh, wait.
Arthur Curry is really the name of which superhero? Emily?
Aquaman.
That is correct. A man named George designed the first one of these for the Columbian Exposition in Chicago. Emily?
Ferris wheel.
That is correct.
George Washington.
What is rapid or deep breathing that can occur with anxiety or panic? Phil?
Hyperventilation.
That is correct. Which bed made of several layers of cotton is named after the Japanese word for blanket? Emmanuel?
Futon.
That is correct. This American artist is known for dramatic flowers, glowing landscapes, and images. Emmanuel?
O'Keefe.
That is correct. What fast food chain once used the slogan, "Think outside the bun"? Phil?
White Castle.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Burger King.
That is incorrect.
Okay, what was it?
The correct answer is Taco Bell.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh.
Who directed the 2018 superhero film Black Panther? Emily?
Ryan Coogler.
That is correct. What bird is said to bury its head in the sand when... Mary?
Ostrich.
That is correct. What animal appears on the United States Postal Service logo? Emily?
Eagle.
That is correct. Who was the first African American featured on a U.S. postage stamp? Phil?
Harriet Tubman.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Frederick Douglass.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Booker T. Washington.
Oh, that makes sense too. Yeah.
What is the deadliest spider on Earth? Phil?
Black Widow.
That is incorrect.
Brown recluse.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is the banana spider. What do you call a straight line that intersects a curve at 2 points? Phil?
A secant.
That's correct. Which state is the most thickly forested with 89.8% of its land area classified as wooded by the U.S. Forest Service? Emily?
Alaska.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Colorado is what I was gonna, it's not in the east, it's gonna be in the west. Colorado. Or Washington would work too.
Oregon.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Maine. What Saturday Night Live alumni went on to be the voice of Garfield? Emily?
Bill Murray.
That is correct. What kind of animal lives in a holt? Phil?
A bird.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Just guess like
Beaver.
A beaver is incorrect. The correct answer is otter.
Oh. You weren't.
You're kind of close.
This S word defined as a swaggering or darling soldier or adventurer. This word, Emily.
Swashbuckler.
That is correct. And that ends the round.
Great futures start at Parkland College. Classes are affordable. Transfer your credit towards a bachelor's degree. Get training for in-demand careers. And academic and financial help is there when you need it. Fall classes start August 18th. Enroll now at parkland.edu/fall25.
Welcome back. It's time for the lightning round where incorrect answers cost you points. Let's go ahead and get started. Question number 1. Which southern state is the largest state east of the Mississippi River? Phil? Florida. That is incorrect. The correct answer is Georgia. How many U.S. states joined the Union in the 20th century? Emily?
2.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is 5. Oklahoma, New Mexico, Arizona, Alaska, and Hawaii. What is it called when the day and night are of equal lengths? Emily?
Equinox.
That is correct. Who wrote the literary novel Breakfast and Tiffany's and In Cold Blood?
Truman Capote.
That is correct. Who played Don Corleone in The Godfather? Emily?
Marlon Brando.
That is correct. Deer meat is known by what name? Phil? That is correct. Macon, Georgia's Wesleyan College was chartered in 1836 specifically to grant degrees to a certain type of person. What type? Phil? Lawyer. That is incorrect. The correct answer is women. What do all mammals have? Emmanuel?
Vertebrae.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is tongue. What NFL player is infamous for the butt fumble? Phil? That is correct. What condition does the SSRI treat? Emily.
Depression.
That is correct. Small, medium, and large drinks at Starbucks are characterized by what names? Emily.
Tall, grande, and venti.
That is correct. What science studies the structure and history of the Earth? Phil. That is correct. What 370-pound Hulk was the consistent enemy of Popeye? The correct answer was Bluto. What song does Jiminy Cricket famously sing during the opening credits of Pinocchio? The correct answer is When You Wish Upon a Star. What word is used to describe a group of owls? Emmanuel.
Hoots.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Parliament. And that ends our lightning round.
My name is Zach Steffen, and my current role is an advanced markets consultant with Country Financial. I chose Parkland out of high school mainly because affordability, and I knew I would get a good education and be prepared for whatever the next steps were. The class sizes are the right size. The faculty is very accessible. I was able to take the skills I learned at Parkland and hit the ground running at Illinois. Ended up graduating in 2012 with a degree in agricultural economics. Great futures start at Parkland College.
Welcome back, and we're about to start the final round of our third matchup. And to get started, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
STM, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, the score before we get started is Central 220, STM 140. First question. Babe Ruth started his major league career with what team? Emmanuel.
The Red Sox.
That is correct. What city would you be in if you were kneeling at the Wailing Wall? Phil.
Jerusalem.
That is correct. What was the name of the first city uttered by a man on the moon? Phil?
New York City.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Houston.
Houston is correct.
Oh, wait, let me so excited.
What is the process of preserving or expanding the lifespan of food by either? Mary?
Canning.
That is incorrect. Expanding the lifespan of food by either anaerobic fermentation in brine or immersion in vinegar.
Pickling.
That is correct. What was the name of the battleship upon which the Japanese signed surrender terms ending World War II? Phil.
Missouri.
That is correct. What product does Bazooka Joe sell? Phil.
Gum.
That is correct. Saturday Night Fever launched the career of which movie star? Phil.
Travolta.
That is correct. How did Dorothy kill the Wicked Witch? Avery.
She dropped her house on the witch.
Yes. What clever name did the disc jockey George D. Hay bestow on his barn dance country music show from Nashville, Tennessee? The correct answer is Grand Ole Opry.
Oh.
What does an animal have if it is an ungulate? Emmanuel.
A pouch.
No, that is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Gills.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is hoofs.
Oh. Let's get one.
What type of highway is only 4% of the nation's total road system but carries 40%? Phil.
Interstates.
That is correct. Who discovered the rabies vaccination? Phil.
Green.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Sure. Smith.
That is incorrect. It's Louis Pasteur.
Oh, wait, that makes sense.
What color jersey distinguishes the overall leader of a Tour de France cycle race? Mary.
Blue.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Sorry. Yellow.
Yellow is correct. Which Egyptian pharaoh is credited with building the Great Pyramid of Giza? Avery.
Khufu?
That is correct. What color is an orange blossom? Carolyn?
Pink.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
If it's kind of nice. No, doesn't he go to the freaking yellow?
That is incorrect. The correct answer is white.
Okay. Start the P orange.
Who was the god of the Hebrews? Phil.
Yahweh.
That is correct.
Try not to say God.
What Downtown Abbey actress hails from Evanston, Illinois? Mary?
Phillips.
No, that's incorrect.
Smith.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Elizabeth McGovern.
I don't know who that is.
What school in Germany combined crafts and modern arts from 1919 to 1933? Emily.
Bauhaus.
That is correct. And now it's time for the video round.
On January 18th, 2024, the first aircraft to fly on another world would die after 3 years on Mars. What name did NASA give the helicopter that made its first flight in April of 2021?
Perseverance. Sure.
Curiosity. I don't think it was a Greek god. Curiosity.
The Perseverance.
NASA's trailblazing helicopter was called Ingenuity, and it was only expected to make 5 flights, but completed 72 flights over 3 years, helping to pave the way for future aerial explorers at Mars and potentially other space destinations.
And let's get back to the questions. Next question. Who was Hillary Clinton's running mate in 2016? Avery.
Tim Kaine.
That is correct. What is the term for an eating disorder in which lack of appetite is caused by a pathological fear? Emily.
Anorexia.
That is correct. What island in the Southwest Pacific Ocean is the second largest island after Greenland? Emmanuel.
Madagascar.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Australia.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is New Guinea. The first ever one of these featured the names Roddy Piper, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, and Hulk Hogan. Phil.
WrestleMania.
That is correct. What 1,454-foot Manhattan building built in 1931 is at 350?
The Empire State Building.
That is correct.
Nice.
Which constellation contains the Big Dipper? Mary?
Ursa Major.
That is correct. Canada lies south of the U.S. at only one point near which famous Michigan Phil?
Detroit.
That is correct. What technology-related term was the Oxford English Dictionary's 2013 Word of the Year? Emily.
Cyber.
That is incorrect. Would y'all like to steal?
Also taste. Text.
The correct answer is selfie.
Cyber was.
How many times has Bill Crystal hosted the Oscars? The correct answer is 8.
Wow.
Who is the youngest Oscar winner of all time? Emily.
Shirley Temple.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
Davy Jones.
The correct answer is Tatum O'Neal at 10 years old. What is the Spanish word for beer? Madison?
Cerveza.
That is correct.
I remember.
Who founded Microsoft with Bill Gates? Mary?
Steve Jobs.
That is incorrect. Would y'all like to steal?
What do you was?
No. Spice. I got these flashes.
What was? You see that? I can actually hear you. Martin.
Nope. The correct answer is Paul Allen.
Wait.
Oh, yes.
What trio are you going to see if you have tickets to the poncho section? The correct answer is the Blue Man Group.
Oh.
What was Minerva the goddess of? Mary?
Wisdom.
That is correct. In which U.S. state did the Wright brothers first begin their work together? Phil?
Tennessee.
That is incorrect. Would you like to steal?
North Carolina.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Ohio.
What's going on with those?
Opie, Aunt Bay, Andy, Floyd, Goober, and Barney all lived in a fictional town on the Andy Griffith Show. What was the name of this town? The correct answer is Mayberry. Which active substance is contained in the drug speed? Emily.
Cocaine.
That is incorrect.
Meth.
Meth.
I heard you. Can we? Second. Nope. They want the correct answer of amphetamine. Where is the traditional running of the bulls? Emmanuel.
Pamplona.
That is correct. Name the only Great Lake that doesn't share its shores with Canada. Emily.
Michigan.
That is correct. And that ends our round.
My name is Sampan Penlin, but I go by Sam. I'm a townie, so I was always aware of Parkland, and I had decided to get into policing. I came to Parkland and started studying criminal justice. I actually had the opportunity to gain a lot of really good relevant work experience. And I was here from fall of 1999, and then I transferred to Western Illinois University and started my police career up in Joliet, Illinois. I've been at Parkland for about 6.5 years, so it's been nice to support students in the way that I was back then. It feels like home. Great futures start at Parkland College.
After losing Game 1, Champaign Central completes the comeback and advances to the semifinals by winning the points tiebreaker with 580 points. Stay tuned for Bracket 2 to see who joins them in the Final Four.